Welcome, dear soul. Welcome to this moment of sacred rest. However you have arrived here tonight, whatever roads have brought you to this threshold of stillness, know that you are received here with absolute compassion and complete acceptance. There is no entry requirement, no toll to pay, no state you must achieve before you are allowed to rest. You are welcome precisely as you are, with the full weight of your day still clinging to you, with whatever thoughts still moving through your mind, with whatever feelings still stirring in your chest. All of it is welcome. All of you is welcome, simply because you are here. Simply because the miracle of your existence is happening right now in this very moment. Tonight, we will travel together through ancient wisdom, through stories that have been passed from teacher to student across centuries, through teachings so simple they can be missed, and yet so profound they can change everything. These are not lessons to memorize. They are not philosophies to analyze or debate. They are medicine, gentle, powerful, ancient medicine for the tired soul. For the mind that has been working too hard for too long. For the heart that has been carrying more than it needed to carry. Before we begin our journey, let us first take a moment to truly arrive here, to settle into this present moment as completely as possible. Wherever your body is right now, gently invite it to find its deepest comfort. If you are lying down, feel the magnificent generosity of gravity pulling every ounce of your weight downward into whatever supports you. The bed beneath you, the floor beneath you, the earth itself beneath you, all of it is rising up to meet you, to hold you, to carry you. You do not need to hold yourself together. You do not need to maintain any position or manage any sensation. The earth is doing all the holding. You can release. Completely and finally, you can release. Let your head sink heavily into the pillow as though it weighs more than you could ever lift. Let your shoulders drop down away from your ears, melting toward the surface beneath you like snow melting in the first warmth of spring. Let your arms fall naturally to wherever they wish to rest. Let your legs extend and soften, your feet turning gently outward, all tension leaving. There is no correct way to arrange your body. There is only what your body knows it needs. And your body is very wise. It has been carrying you through this life for a long time. Trust its wisdom now. Take a deep and nourishing breath with me. Draw the air slowly through your nose, feeling your belly expand first, then your rib cage, then your upper chest, filling yourself completely with this moment, with this breath, with this life. Hold it gently just for a heartbeat. And now, release it through your mouth with a long, slow, soft sigh. Let everything go with that breath. The tensions of the day, the conversations that are replayed in your mind, the things left undone, the worries about tomorrow, let it all flow out with this exhale. Once more. Breathe in deeply, drawing in peace, drawing in stillness, drawing in the simple gift of being alive. And breathe out fully, releasing everything you no longer need to carry tonight. Wonderful. Now let your breath return to its own natural rhythm, its own pace, its own ancient wisdom. You do not need to control it or manage it. It has been breathing you since your very first moment of life. It knows what to do. Simply let it happen. Close your eyes now if they are not already closed. Or let them rest with a soft and unfocused gaze at nothing at all. Let your eyelids grow heavy like curtains at the end of a long day. Let the tiny muscles around your eyes release every last bit of their holding. Let your face become soft and smooth and still. Your jaw can unclench and fall gently open. Your tongue can rest softly in your mouth, floating like a leaf on still water. Your forehead can smooth. Your cheeks can soften. Every muscle in your face that has worked so hard all day to express and communicate and present yourself to the world all of these muscles can rest now. There is no one watching, nothing to show, nothing to prove. You can simply be, without performing, without defending, without explaining. In the tradition of Zen Buddhism, there is a teaching about the nature of a mirror. A perfect mirror does not add anything to what it reflects. It does not judge what appears before it. It does not prefer some reflections over others. It does not try to hold on to beautiful reflections or push away ugly ones. It simply reflects completely and cleanly whatever is placed before it. And then when that object moves away, the reflection goes with it, and the mirror returns to its natural state of pure, empty clarity, not holding on, not leaving traces, always fresh, always clear, always returning to its original emptiness. Your mind is like this mirror. Its natural state is not the busy, cluttered, worried state you may be accustomed to. Its natural state is this pure, clear, open awareness. The thoughts and worries and plans that seem to crowd it are just reflections passing before the mirror. They are not the mirror itself. And when you stop feeding them, when you stop holding them in place, they naturally dissolve and fade, just like reflections dissolve when the object moves away. What remains is the clear mirror of your original mind, spacious, open, at peace. Tonight you are here to return to that clarity, not to create it because it is already there, not to achieve it because you cannot achieve what you already are, but simply to recognize it, to stop disturbing it with so much effort in doing and managing, to let the mirror be what it naturally is: clear, spacious, at peace. Let me begin with a story. A story about a tea master who discovered that the most profound teaching is hidden in the most ordinary moment. In the city of Kyoto in the 16th century, there lived a tea master named Senator. Sen had devoted his entire life to the practice of the tea ceremony. He had studied for decades, learning every aspect of the practice, the precise movements, the proper preparation of the tea, the selection and placement of utensils, the arrangement of flowers in the tokonoma. He was considered by many to be the greatest living master of this art. But Sen was not satisfied. Despite all his mastery, despite all the beauty he created in his tea ceremonies, he felt that something essential was still missing. His tea ceremonies were technically perfect. His guests always left feeling moved, even transformed. Yet, Sen himself felt hollow after each ceremony, as if he were performing rather than living. As if the tea ceremony were a beautiful shell with no creature inside. One winter morning, Sen woke before dawn and sat alone in his tea room. No guests were coming. No ceremony was planned. He simply sat with a bowl of tea he had made just for himself. The tea room was very quiet. The only sounds were the soft hiss of water in the iron kettle and the occasional settling of snow on the roof outside. Zen lifted the bowl of tea in both hands. He felt its warmth against his palms. He looked at the surface of the tea, dark and still as a forest pool. He brought it to his lips and drank slowly, and as the warmth spread through him, something shifted. He was not performing now. He was not creating an experience for anyone. He was just a man drinking tea in a cold room before dawn. Nothing more, nothing less. And it was perfect. Not perfect in the way his carefully orchestrated ceremonies were perfect. Not perfect because of technique or skill or beauty, but perfect because it was completely real. Because he was completely real. Because there was no space between Zen and the tea, between the drinker and the drinking, between the person and the moment. They were one thing. One experience, undivided and whole. Tears came to Zen's eyes. He had spent 40 years mastering the art of tea. And only now, in this utterly simple, unplanned, unremarked moment, had he understood what the tea ceremony was actually for. Not to create beauty for others. Not to demonstrate mastery, but to be completely present. To collapse the distance between yourself and your experience. To be so fully here that there is no room for past or future, for performance or judgment, for self-consciousness or comparison. Just this bowl, just this warmth, just this moment, just this extraordinary ordinary now. From that morning forward, Zen's tea ceremonies changed. Not the outward form, the movements were the same, the preparation was the same, but the quality of presence was utterly transformed. Guests who attended his ceremonies afterward said they felt as if time stopped when they entered his tea room. As if the ordinary world with all its noise and rushing fell away the moment they crossed his threshold, as if they had entered some other dimension, where only this moment existed, where only this bowl of tea existed, where only this simple shared silence existed. When students asked Zen what had changed, he would say simply, "I stopped trying to make something happen. I started just being here for what was already happening. Dear friend, you are like the early Zen. You have perhaps been trying to make something happen tonight, trying to create rest, trying to manufacture peace, trying to achieve some particular state of relaxation that keeps slipping just beyond your reach. But rest cannot be created through effort any more than Zen could create a perfect tea ceremony through technique alone. Rest is what remains when you stop trying to make something else happen, when you stop managing and controlling and evaluating, when you simply pick up the bowl of this moment and drink right now. In this moment, there is a bowl of tea waiting for you. The bowl is this breath you are breathing. The bowl is the warmth of your body lying still. The bowl is the sounds around you and the silence beneath them. The bowl is the simple, staggering, miraculous fact that you are alive and aware in this moment. Pick it up. Feel its warmth. Be completely here with it, not performing rest, not achieving rest, just resting, just drinking, just being. Your body is already beginning to understand this. Feel how much heavier your head has become since we began. Feel how your shoulders have dropped. Feel how your chest and belly, had begun to rise and fall with less effort, more ease. Your body is not waiting for permission to rest. It has been wanting to rest all day. You are simply allowing it now. Simply getting out of its way. Let me share another teaching. A teaching about a monk who learned that the thoughts we fear most have no actual power. In a forest monastery, there was a young monk named Taro who was tormented by his own mind. During meditation, his thoughts would become so loud, so insistent, so frightening that he could barely sit for more than a few minutes without being overwhelmed. Dark thoughts would arise, doubts about the path, fears about the future, memories of past failures, waves of anxiety that seemed to come from nowhere and engulf him completely. Taro was convinced that he was uniquely flawed, that his mind was somehow worse than other people's minds, that he would never know peace. He went to the master of the monastery, an old woman named Tetsugen, and told her about his suffering. He described the thoughts in detail, how dark and powerful they were, how they seemed to have a life of their own, how they dragged him away from peace every time he tried to meditate. Tetsugen listened patiently. When Taro finished, she said, "These thoughts that frighten you so much, they're where right now as you speak with me?" Taro checked. "No, not right now. They usually come when eased in meditation." "I see," Tetsugen said. "And when they come, what do you do?" "I try to fight them," Taro said. "I try to push them away. I tell myself, it should not be having these thoughts. I try to replace them with more peaceful thoughts." Tetsugen nodded slowly. "And does this work?" "No," Taro admitted. "It makes them worse. The more I fight them, the stronger they become." Tetsugen was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Come with me." She led Taro outside to a pond near the monastery. It was a still, clear pond, and they could see straight to the bottom. She picked up a stone and handed it to Taro. "Throw it in," she said. Taro threw the stone into the center of the pond. Ripples spread out from the point of impact in widening circles, disturbing the clear surface. "Now," Tetsugen said, "make the ripples stop." Taro looked at her. "I cannot. Once the stone is thrown, the ripples will spread until they naturally dissipate." "Could you make them stop by throwing more stones?" "No, that would only create more ripples." "Could you make them stop by reaching in with your hands and trying to smooth the water?" "No. That would also create more disturbance." "Then what must you do to allow the pond to return to its natural stillness?" Taro understood. "Just wait. Just let it be. The ripples will naturally dissolve on their own." Tetsugen smiled. "Your thoughts are like ripples in a pond. You cannot stop them by fighting them. You cannot push them away without creating more disturbance. But if you simply let them be, if you watch them without engaging, without feeding them with your attention and resistance, they will naturally dissolve. Not because you made them dissolve, but because that is the natural movement of thought when left alone." She led Taro back inside. "The next time frightening thoughts arise in your meditation, do not try to push them away. Do not call them bad or wrong. Do not panic when they appear. Simply notice them. Say to yourself, there is a thought. Not, I am thinking this terrible thing. But simply, there is a thought arising in awareness. See if you can observe the thought the way you watch the ripples with interest, with patience, without needing to make it go away, trusting that it will dissolve on its own. Taro practiced this for weeks. It was not easy at first. When the dark thoughts arose, his instinct was still to fight them. But each time he would remember the pond. He would take a breath. He would say quietly to himself, there is a thought. And he would simply watch. And slowly he began to see that Tetsugen was right. When he stopped fighting the thoughts, when he stopped feeding them with his fear and resistance, they lost their power. They still arose. Thoughts always arise. This is what minds do, but they no longer felt like enemies to be defeated. They were just ripples, just movement in the mind pond, natural, temporary, harmless when not fed. Taro also discovered something even more profound. Behind all the ripples, beneath all the thoughts, there was always the pond itself. Still, clear, undisturbed at its depths even when the surface was rippled. This still clear depth was always present. It had always been present. During the most turbulent mental storms, the deep stillness had been there, unchanging, waiting to be recognized. This deep stillness was not something he had created through practice. It was his natural mind, the mind before thoughts, the awareness beneath all mental activity. And recognizing it, resting as it rather than as the thoughts moving through it, changed everything. Dear friend, you too have this still, clear depth. No matter how busy your mind has been today, no matter how many thoughts are still moving through it now, beneath all of that activity is this unchanging stillness, this natural peace. This clear, calm depth that has been here all along. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are ripples in the pond. But you are the pond itself. The vast, clear, still awareness in which all thoughts arise and dissolve. And right now you can let the ripples be there without following them, without fighting them, without feeding them. Just let them move across the surface. Let them do what ripples do naturally arise, spread and dissolve. If a thought comes now, just notice it. There is a thought. Not your thought. Not an important thought. Not a threatening thought. Just a thought. Just a ripple. And then return your attention to the stillness beneath, the breath, the body, the simple awareness of being here. Feel the deep stillness now, beneath your thinking, beneath your planning, beneath your remembering and anticipating. There is this. Just this quiet, clear, open awareness, like deep water, undisturbed at its core even when the surface moves. This is your true mind. This is your natural state. This is the peace that has been here all along, waiting quietly beneath all the noise for you to notice it. Your breath continues its gentle dance. In and out, in and out. Each breath arising from this stillness and returning to it. Each breath a small reminder that you are alive, that you are here, that this moment is real and present and complete. You do not need to do anything with your breath. You do not need to control it or deepen it or make it anything other than what it naturally is. Just let it breathe. Just let it be. Just feel it softly, quietly, as it moves through you like wind through an open window. There is one more story I want to share with you before we descend into deeper silence. A story about a grandmother who knew something about rest that all the scholars and teachers had forgotten. In a small mountain village, there lived a grandmother named Ume. Ume had lived a full life. She'd raised 5 children, buried a husband, worked hard fields, known both great joy and great sorrow. She was not educated in any formal sense. She had never studied philosophy or religion. She could not have told you the first thing about Zen Buddhism or any other spiritual tradition. But everyone in the village knew that Ume was the person to go to when you could not sleep. When the young mother with her new baby was exhausted and desperate, she went to Ume. When the farmer whose crops had failed lay awake tormented by worry, he went to Ume. When the young student, so anxious about examinations, could not close her eyes, she went to Ume. And always, somehow, they found rest. Ashkalar, passing through the village, heard about this grandmother and her extraordinary ability. Curious, he went to visit her. He found her sitting outside her small house in the evening, watching the last light fade from the mountains. "I have heard you have a gift for helping people rest," the scholar said. "I'm a student of sleep and meditation. I've read every text on the subject. I would love to know your method. What do you tell these people that helps them?" Looked at him with warm, calm eyes. "You do not tell them very much," she said. "But you must say something," the scholar pressed. "What is your technique? What is your approach?" Umi thought for a moment. "Is it with them?" she said. "Is it with them, and I'm not worried about them. I know they will be okay. I know rest will come, and somehow they feel this knowing. And it helps them trust that rest will come for them too." The scholar was not satisfied. "But surely there is more to it than that. There must be some specific instruction you give, some particular technique." Ume smiled. "Sometimes I remind them of something they have forgotten, that the night is not an enemy, that rest is not something you do, it is something you allow, that the body knows how to rest the same way a river knows how to flow. You do not teach a river to flow. You remove the dams, you clear the rocks, you let it find its own way." "And what are the dams?" the scholar asked. "What are the rocks?" "Fear," Umi said simply. "The dam is always fear. Fear that you will not sleep. Fear that tomorrow will be too hard without proper rest. Fear that there is something wrong with you because sleep does not come easily. Fear that you are failing even at something as simple as resting." She paused. "Once a person stops being afraid of not sleeping, they almost always sleep. The scholar sat quietly with this. How do you make them stop being afraid? You do not make them stop anything, Ume said. I just sit with them and I am not afraid. My calmness is like a warm fire in a cold room. People come in and they feel the warmth and they begin to thaw. You do not make the fire happen. The fire is always burning in me because I've learned that life can be trusted, that the night can be trusted, that the body can be trusted. And when someone feels that trust, when they feel that they do not need to fight with the night anymore, the rest comes by itself. She looked out at the darkening mountains. The river always finds the sea, she said quietly. You do not need to help it. You only need to stop blocking it. The scholar left the village understanding something he had never found in any of his books. Rest is not a skill to be mastered. It is a trust to be restored. Trust in the body. Trust in the night. Trust in the natural flow of life toward renewal and restoration. Dear friend, I want to be your Umi right now. I want to sit with you in this darkness and be completely unworried about you. Because I know something that I want you to feel rather than just hear. You are going to be okay. The rest is coming. Not because you are doing it right, but because your body knows how to do this. Because the river knows how to flow. Because life moves naturally toward restoration when we stop damming it with fear. You do not need to fight with this night. You do not need to force sleep. You do not need to perform rest or achieve relaxation or succeed at being peaceful. You only need to stop being afraid of not sleeping. Stop making this into a battle that must be won. And in that stopping, in that releasing of the fight, rest will come. The river will find the sea. The pond will return to stillness. The mirror will clear. Your body knows this. It has always known this. Right now, even as your mind reads these words, your body is working to restore itself. Your muscles are releasing. Your nervous system is shifting from alert to ease. Your heartbeat is slowing. Your breathing is deepening. All of this is happening without your effort, without your management, without your control. You are being taken care of from the inside. Life is doing what life does when given space to do it. Trust this now. Trust your body. Trust the night. Trust the wisdom of letting go. You do not need to hold on to wakefulness any longer. You do not need to monitor whether you are resting correctly. You can simply release, completely and finally release. Let the night hold you. Let the silence surround you. Let the warmth of your body and the softness of what holds you be enough. You are so held right now, so supported, so completely surrounded by care. The darkness is not empty, it is full of rest, full of renewal, full of the quiet, patient love of existence itself, waiting for you to stop running so it can embrace you. Let yourself be embraced now. Stop running, stop managing, stop fighting, stop managing, stop fighting. Just be here, in the warmth, in the darkness, in the silence, in the peace that has been waiting for you all day, all week, all year. The peace that never leaves, that is always here. That is what you are made of at your most essential level. You are made of peace. Beneath all the activity and effort and worry, beneath the thoughts and plans and memories, at the very core of what you are, there is peace. Unshakable, unbreakable, inexhaustible. Always here, always available, always home. Rest in this peace now. Not reaching for it, not trying to grasp it, just recognizing it, just feeling it, just being it. Because you are it. You have always been it, and it is so good to finally stop pretending to be anything else. All is well, dear soul. The river is finding the sea. The ripples are dissolving. The mirror is clearing. You are home. And so we arrive at the final passage of our journey together tonight. Beloved friend, you've traveled so far already. You walked through the tea room of Zen and felt what it means to be completely present to a single moment. You have sat beside the still pond with Taro and learned that thoughts are just ripples, not the depth of what you are. You have felt the warmth of Grandmother Umi's fire and remembered that life can be trusted, that the body can be trusted, that this night can be trusted. And now we go deeper, deeper than stories, deeper than teachings, deeper than words themselves, into the silence that holds all sound, into the stillness that allows all movement, into the peace that is not the opposite of disturbance, but the vast space in which all disturbance errs and dissolves without ever touching what you truly are. Your body has become so heavy now, so completely surrendered to the earth beneath you. Feel how every part of you has melted into whatever holds it. Your head, your shoulders, your back, your hips, your legs, all of it pressed gently downward. All of it supported completely. All of it at rest. There is nothing left to hold, nothing left to carry. The earth has taken your weight, the night has taken your worries, the silence has taken your noise, and what remains is this, just this simple, profound, inexhaustible peace. Your breath has found its own perfect rhythm, not too deep, not too shallow, not too fast, not too slow, just the natural, effortless movement of life through your form. Each inhale bringing in freshness, bringing in presence, bringing in this moment. Each exhale releasing everything that has accumulated, everything that no longer serves, everything you have been holding without even knowing you were holding it. In and out. In and out. Like the tide, like the seasons, like all things that know their own rhythm when left to find it. In the Zen tradition, there is a beautiful phrase: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. The tasks are the same. The outer life is the same. What changes is the one who does the chopping, the one who carries the water. Or more precisely, what changes is the understanding that there is no separate one doing these things. There's just chopping, just carrying, just doing what needs to be done, completely without the extra burden of self-consciousness, without the constant commentary of the judging mind, without the weight of needing things to be other than they are. Tonight, before this rest and after this rest, you will still be you. The circumstances of your life will not have changed. The challenges will still be there waiting for you. The world will still be exactly as it was when you laid down. But something can shift in how you meet all of that. Something can shift in the quality of presence you bring to your own life. And that shift begins here, in the silence, in the surrender, in this deep recognition of what you truly are beneath all the noise. Let me tell you about a student who learned this lesson by nearly losing everything. Her name was Fumiko, and she had been a successful architect for 20 years. She loved her work. She was brilliant at it. Her buildings were known for their elegance and innovation, and clients came from all over the country to work with her. She built her career carefully, deliberately, with great skill and focus. And she built her identity around it too. She was the architect. It was not just what she did, it was who she was. Then one year, everything unraveled. Her most important client suddenly withdrew from a major project, taking with him almost a year's worth of work and income. Her longest partnership with a colleague dissolved in the bitter disagreement. Her health began to fail from years of overwork and poor self-care. Within 6 months, she had lost most of what she had spent 20 years building. Fumiko was shattered, not just practically, but existentially. She had always known who she was, because she had always known what she did. But now, with her work gone, her partnerships dissolved, her health fragile. She did not know who she was at all. She felt like a building whose foundations had been removed, like a mirror that had been shattered, like a river that had dried up. In this state of complete disorientation, Fumiko was brought by a friend to a small Zen temple on the outskirts of the city. She was not interested in religion or philosophy. She was desperate, lost, willing to try anything that might help her find solid ground again. The teacher at the temple was a quiet man named Joshu. He did not ask Fumiko about her career or her losses. He simply invited her to sit with him in the garden. They sat for a long time in silence. Fumiko was deeply uncomfortable. She was not used to silence. She was not used to stillness. She wanted to talk, to analyze, to figure out how to fix her situation. But Joshu sat like a mountain, completely still, completely at ease, not waiting for anything, not wanting anything to be different, just utterly, peacefully present. After a long time, Fumiko said, "He do not understand who I am anymore. He built my identity around my work, and now my work is gone. I feel like I've disappeared." Joshu looked at her gently. "Tell me," he said, "who is feeling this disappearance?" Fumiko opened her mouth to answer and stopped. Who was feeling it? As she had disappeared, then who was sitting here in this garden, feeling the loss of herself? There was clearly someone here, someone experiencing this emptiness, someone aware of this feeling of being lost. "I do not know," she finally said. "I cannot answer that." "Good," Joshu said. "That is an honest answer. Most people think they know who they are, and this knowing keeps them from discovering who they actually are. But when what you thought you were has been stripped away, you have a rare opportunity. You can look more deeply, You can ask without the distraction of all the usual answers, who is actually? He continued, you said you feel like you have disappeared, but something is still here to notice the disappearance. Something is still here to feel the loss. What is that something? It is not your career that is gone. It is not your reputation that is shaken. It is not your sense of competence that feels undermined. All of those things are like clothes you were wearing. They can be removed, but you, the one who is now sitting here without those clothes, the one who is aware of the nakedness, that one has not disappeared, that one was never your career or your reputation. That one was here before you became an architect. That one will be here regardless of what you build or do not build. Fumiko sat with this for a long time. The afternoon light moved across the garden. Birds came and went. Shadows lengthened. And gradually something began to soften in her. Something began to loosen. I have been carrying myself my whole life, she finally said slowly, as if discovering the words as she spoke them. I have been trying to build myself into someone worthy, someone who deserves to exist. I thought if I could build beautiful enough things, if I could be successful enough, important enough, skilled enough, then I would deserve to be here. Then I would be okay. And now, Joshu asked. Now we wonder, Fumiko said, if I was always okay, if I always deserved to be here. Not because of what I built, but just because I am. She paused. Is that true? Can that be true? Look at the garden, Joshu said. He gestured to the trees, the moss-covered stones, the small stream running through the corner. Does that tree deserve to grow? Does it need to earn its place in this garden by producing enough leaves, enough oxygen, enough shade? Or does it simply grow because that is what trees do? Because life expresses itself through trees as naturally as water flows downhill? Fumiko looked at the tree for a long time, a large, ancient cedar growing without effort or agenda, simply being what it was, simply being a tree. It did not need to justify its existence. It did not need to build enough buildings to deserve the ground it stood on. It simply was. And its being was enough. I am like the tree, Fumiko said very quietly. Yes, Joshu said, you have always been like the tree. You simply forgot. You started thinking that your worth was in what you built rather than in what you are. But what you are was here before the first building. It will be here after the last one. It cannot be built or destroyed or lost or found. It simply is. Just as the tree simply is. Just as this garden simply is. Just as awareness simply is. Fumiko wept then. Not tears of sadness, but tears of the deep relief that comes from setting down something very heavy that you have been carrying for a very long time. The weight of needing to justify your existence, the weight of being someone worthy rather than simply being someone alive. She did eventually rebuild her career. Not from desperation and fear as before, but from genuine love of the work, from the pleasure of creating beautiful spaces for people to inhabit, from the joy of the craft itself, not from what the craft could earn her or prove about her. And her work rooted now in this deeper knowing, became more beautiful than ever, because it came from a woman who knew she was already enough, already worthy, already home, regardless of what she built. Dear one, you too have been carrying the weight of needing to justify your existence. Perhaps through achievement, through productivity, through being helpful enough, successful enough, good enough. Perhaps even through being peaceful enough, spiritual enough, rested enough. You have been trying to earn your place, to deserve your rest, to build yourself into someone worthy of peace. But you are like the tree. You do not need to earn your place. You do not need to build anything to deserve the ground you stand on. You are here because life brought you here, because existence expressed itself as you, because the same force that grows the cedar in Joshua's garden, the same force that moves the tide and turns the seasons and beats your heart without your asking, that same force is living itself as you. And it does not need your help to justify itself. It simply is. You simply are. And that is enough. That has always been enough. That will always be enough. Let yourself feel this now. Let down the weight of needing to earn your rest tonight. You do not need to have had a productive enough day. You do not need to have handled everything perfectly. You do not need to have been good enough or kind enough or accomplished enough. You are here. You are breathing. You are alive. And this life that is moving through you deserves rest simply because it is life, not because it has earned it. Rest is not a reward. Rest is a birthright. It belongs to you as completely and unconditionally as breathing belongs to you, simply because you are alive. Your body understands this, even if your mind still argues. Feel how your body has been resting this whole time without waiting for permission, without checking whether it has earned enough rest tonight. The body is wiser than the mind in these matters. It knows what it needs, and it takes it when given the slightest opportunity, and you are giving it that opportunity right now. So feel how it responds. Feel the gratitude of every muscle as it releases. Feel the relief of every cell as it shifts from effort to ease. Your body is saying thank you. Let yourself receive that thank you. Let me share one final story with you. A story about a fisherman who learned that the most important catch is the one you let go. His name was Daisuke, and he had fished the same waters for 40 years. He knew every current, every season, every pattern of the fish in that sea. He was patient, skilled, deeply attuned to the rhythms of the water. Fishing was not just his livelihood, it was his language. The way he communicated with the natural world, the way he practiced being present. But there was one fish that had eluded Daisuke for the entirety of his fishing life. The old ones in the village called it simply the Great Fish. A fish of legendary size that had been glimpsed occasionally over the decades but never caught. Fishermen told stories about it around fires in the evening, stories that had grown larger and more elaborate over the years until the fish had become almost mythological. A creature half real, half dream. Daisuke had seen it once 30 years ago, a shadow beneath the water, longer than his boat, moving with a slow and ancient grace that had stopped his breath. He had thrown his net, but it had slipped through. And from that day forward, the great fish had lived in the back of his mind. Aprisons. Akalange. Something unfinished. Every year he searched for it. Every season he returned to the waters where he had seen it that one time. He became so focused on this one uncaught fish that sometimes he missed easier catches because his attention was always partly elsewhere, always scanning for the great fish, always hoping this drift of the current would bring it. Then one autumn, Daisuke became very ill. He was confined to his house for many weeks, unable to fish at all. In his illness, with nothing to do but lie in his bed and think, he found himself examining this obsession with the great fish. Why did he want it so desperately? What did he think would happen if he caught it? He imagined the moment of catching it, the moment the net closed around it. And he realized, in that long quiet of his illness, that he did not actually want to catch it. Not really. What he wanted was the aliveness he felt when he was searching for it, the sharpening of attention, the sense of being fully present to the water, the current, the sky. The fish had become a vehicle for a quality of presence that he could have found anywhere, in any moment of his life, if he had been willing to look. More than that, he realized the great fish was perfect exactly as it was, uncaught, swimming free in the deep water, ancient and enormous and alive. If he caught it, it would become just a fish. Just a large dead fish that would amaze people for a day and then be forgotten. But as long as it swam free, it remained something more. It remained mystery. It remained invitation. Remained the call toward presence and attention and aliveness. When Daisuke recovered and returned to the sea, he fished differently. He still fished the same waters. He still watched the currents with the same skill, but he was no longer searching for the great fish. He was simply fishing. Completely here for this cast of the net, this reading of the current, this morning light on this water, and in that complete presence to each ordinary moment of fishing, he found what he had been searching for in the legendary creature. He found aliveness. He found peace. He found the extraordinary hidden inside the ordinary. One morning, years later, he saw the great fish again, that same slow, ancient shadow moving beneath the surface of the dawn-lit water. He watched it for a long time, filled with a joy so quiet and complete that it brought tears to his eyes. Then it was gone, back into the deep. And Daisuke picked up his net and continued fishing, not disappointed, not frustrated, but deeply, completely satisfied. He had caught something that morning, not the fish, something far more valuable. The ability to see beauty without needing to possess it. The ability to witness wonder without needing to capture it. The freedom to be fully present to what is, without needing to turn it into something he could own or show or prove. Dear friend, what is your great fish? What are you chasing that you believe will finally give you the peace, the satisfaction, the sense of completion you seek. Perhaps it is something external, success, approval, achievement. Or perhaps, like Daisuke before his illness, it is something closer. Perhaps it is this very rest you are seeking tonight. Perhaps you have made rest into a great fish, something that eludes you, something you chase harder and harder, something that seems to slip away the moment you think you have caught it. What if you stopped chasing? What if you simply fished these waters of this present moment with your complete attention and no agenda? Not trying to catch sleep, not trying to achieve peace. Just here, just now, just this breath, this body, this moment of being alive. What if this ordinary moment, entered completely, contains everything you have been searching for in more dramatic waters? Stop chasing the great fish. It is already here. Peace is already here. Peace is already here. Rest is already here, not as something to catch and possess, but as something to recognize and inhabit, not as something distant and legendary, but as something present and simple and real. This breath, this stillness, this awareness, this is the great fish. And it has been swimming in these waters all along. Let go of the net now. Let go of the chasing. Let go of the searching. Just be here in the boat of this moment, on the water of this breath, under the sky of this vast awareness. That is all. That is everything. That is more than enough. Your whole being has become so still now, so completely surrendered, so deeply at peace. Feel how your body is fully released into whatever holds it. There is no tension left, no holding, no protecting. Just this soft, heavy, perfect resting. Your muscles have forgotten how to be tight. Your bones have forgotten how to carry weight. Your cells have forgotten everything except this quiet, healing, restorative rest. Your breath is so gentle now, it is almost no breath at all. Just the faintest whisper of life continuing in and out. The universe breathing itself through you. The same breath that has moved through billions of living beings across billions of years of life on this earth. The same breath that moved through the cedar in Joshua's garden, through the great fish in Daisuke's sea, through grandmother Ume as she sat watching the mountains darken, through every sleeping child, every resting elder, every tired and weary and beautiful human being who has ever lain down and let the night hold them. You are a part of this vast community of the resting. Right now as you lie here, millions of other human beings are also lying down, also surrendering to the night, also breathing this breath, also finding their way home to rest. You are not alone in this. You have never been alone in this. The whole living world rests. The whole living world restores itself in darkness and silence and surrender. You are part of this. You are this. Let yourself feel this belonging now, this profound, ancient, unconditional belonging to life itself. You belong here. You have always belonged here. Not because of anything you have done or built or proven or achieved, but because you are alive, because the universe chose to express itself as you, because existence itself is running through your veins and breathing through your lungs and seeing through your eyes and loving through your heart. You are not separate from life. You are life. You are not trying to rest in peace. You are peace resting as you. You are not seeking awareness. You are awareness becoming aware of itself. You are not looking for home. You are home recognizing itself. Let this recognition settle into you now, not as a thought to think, but as a truth to feel in your bones, in your cells, in the very atoms that make up this body that is made of ancient stars. You are home. You have always been home. The journey was beautiful, but it was always circular, always returning here, always arriving at what was never left. There is nothing more to seek, nothing more to understand, nothing more to achieve. Great fish is here. The tea is here. The still pond is here. Grandmother Umi's fire is here. The cedar tree in Joshua's garden is here. The fisherman at peace in his boat is here. All of it is here. All of it is now. All of it is you. Rest now. Not as a goal to achieve, but as a recognition to sink into. Rest as what you are. As peace itself, as awareness itself, as the ancient, wordless, boundless presence that has been here since before your first breath and will be here after your last. Your eyes are so heavy, your body so warm, your breath is so soft. The darkness around you is so kind and gentle and welcoming. The silence is so full. So alive with the presence of everything that has ever rested and restored and returned to itself. Let yourself dissolve into the silence now. Let the boundaries between you and the night become soft and permeable. Let the distinction between the one who is resting and the rest itself fade gently away. There is just resting, just breathing. Just the quiet miracle of being alive in this moment. No one watching, no one judging, no one keeping score. Just this, just now, just peace. If sleep wants to come, let it come. Open the door, welcome it in. You do not need to chase it or force it or convince it. Just open the door and let it enter. If it does not come immediately, that is also fine. Rest itself is restorative. This quiet presence in your body, this still awareness, this gentle surrender, all of this is healing you even now, even in this moment. Your body is restoring itself. Your mind is settling. Your heart is resting. All is being taken care of. You are safe here. Completely, absolutely safe. The night is your friend. The darkness is your friend. The silence is your friend. Your own body is your friend. All of it is on your side. All of it is working for you, toward you, in service of your rest and renewal and return to wholeness. Let go now of everything, of the day that was, of the tomorrow that is not yet here, of the self that manages and monitors and evaluates. Let it all go, like a hand releasing what it has been gripping, like a breath releasing what it has been holding, like a river releasing into the sea it was always flowing toward. You are the river, and you have reached the sea. Not tomorrow. Not when conditions are perfect. Not when you finally get it right. Now. Here. This moment. The sea of deep rest. The ocean of pure peace. The infinite water of awareness in which all waves arise and to which all waves return. You are home. You will always be home. You will always be home, because home is what you are. Home is this awareness. Home is this peace. Home is this breath, this body, this moment, this now. Let everything dissolve. All separation, all seeking, all becoming. Just this, just peace, just the beautiful, ancient, eternal now. Just you being what you have always been, what you will always be, what you are in this very moment. Whole, complete, resting, home. Sleep well, beloved soul. Sleep deeply. Sleep in the arms of the night that has always loved you, always held you, always been waiting to receive you. You have done enough today. You have been enough today. You are enough right now. Simply as you are, simply because you are. Good night. Rest now. All is well. All has always been well. All will always be well. You are home.